Okay, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is khotimah. We will explain our journal about the influence of language ideology on English education, a study of attitudes and perception among language learners and educators at MTS Nurul Islam Skarbela. The introduction of language ideology refers to the beliefs, attitude, and perception surrounding language and its use within a particular social context. These ideologies play a significant role in shaping language education, practice, and policy. In the context of English education, language ideology can have a profound impact on language learners and educators, influencing their attitudes, motivation, and teaching approaches. This study aimed to explore the influence of language ideology on English education at MTS Nurul Islam Skarbela, focus on the attitude and perception of both language learners and educators. MTS Nurul Islam Skarbela, a fictita secondary school in this context, represent a specific educational setting where English is taught as a French language. The finding of this study can provide valuable insight into the role of language ideology in shaping English education, practice, and other implication for language curriculum development and teacher training. The study will adopt a mixed method research design, combine qualitative and quantitative approach. Firstly, qualitative data will be collected through interviews and a focus group discussion with language learners and educators. This interaction will delve into their belief, perception, and experience regarding English language learning and teaching. Additionally, observation of classroom activities will be conducted to gain a deeper understanding of the pedagogical practice employed. Following the qualitative phase, quantitative data will be collected through surveys distributed among a representative sample of language learners and educators. The survey will toward English, the belief about the importance of English education, and their perceived benefit and challenge associated with learning and teaching the language. And then statistical analysis will be employed to analyze the survey data and identify significant trends and patterns. The research finding will shed light on the influence of language ideology on English education at MTS Nurul Islam Skarbela. The study will contribute to the existing literature on language ideology and language education, providing a nuanced understanding of how language ideology shapes language learning and teaching practice. The insight from this research can inform curriculum designers, language educators, and policymakers in developing effective strategies for English language education. Overall, this study aims to provide valuable insight into the complex interplay between language ideology and English education by examining the attitudes and perception of language learners and educators at MTS Nurul Islam Skarbela. It seeks contribute to the ongoing discourse on language ideologies and their impact on language teaching and learning.
Okay, next. The survey was conducted at MTS Nurul Islam Skarbela. Okay, why the researcher choose this location? Because it is close to them, save time, money when researchers are in the field. At MTS Nurul Islam Skarbela, both language learners and language teachers can be surveyed to collect qualitative data on their attitudes and perception of English teaching and language ideologies. Survey questions should be designed to capture different aspects of language ideology, such as language superiority, language purity, language standardization. I have been searching the influence of language ideology on English teaching. The approach used in this study is qualitative approach. A qualitative approach is a research method that generates descriptive data in the forms of people's written and spoken word and observable behavior. Qualitative approach is a direct descriptive data sort that priorities process over result, allowing for natural searching. Analysis in qualitative approach is usually done by inductive analysis, but the meaning is very important because the object of qualitative research is natural object and the natural environment. This research is often called naturalistic research. A natural object is an object as it is, unmanipulated by the researcher, remaining with the object when the researcher enters it, and remaining relatively unchanged after the researcher exits the object. It is an object. I don't do qualitative research. The researcher is a tool. Therefore, in a qualitative study, the device would be a person or human device. For researcher to be authoritative, the data standard in qualitative research is data security. Secure data is data that actually exists as is. They must possess theoretical knowledge and broad insight, and be able to ask, analyze, photograph, and construct research subjects in such a way that they are clear and distinct. It is not simply data that can be seen or spoken, but data that contains the meaning behind what is seen or spoken. Semi-structured interviews were conducted with a selected sample of language learners and educators to enable the collection of qualitative data on their experience, beliefs, and attitude toward English language teaching and language ideologies. Increase interview question should be opened to allow participants to freely express their opinion and experience. Focus group can be organized with small group of language learners and language educators to explore their attitude and perception of language ideology and English teaching. Focus groups are especially useful for stimulating groups dynamics and interaction around specific topic. Educational documents such as textbook, syllabi, and instructional guidelines can be analyzed to determine how language ideologies are reflected in his MTS Nurul Islam Skarbela English classes. analysis may focus on identifying linguistic biases, stereotypes, or discriminatory practice within the material. Observation can be made in the classroom to understand how language ideologies are practiced in MTS Nurul Islam Skarbela English classes. This method provides insight into how educators and learners interact and communicate in classroom. Combining these research methods allows us to gain a comprehensive understanding of how linguistic ideologies affect English teaching in MTS Nurul Islam Skarbela. Okay, the conclusion of the research. Language ideologies play a significant role in shaping student attitudes and perception of English. Okay, those with positive language ideologies generally exhibit positive attitudes toward learning English, while those with negative language ideologies tend to have negative attitude. Additionally, language ideology influence how students perceive the importance and relevance of English. With those who view it is a universal language and crucial for international communication, having a more positive experience with English. Educators also have a substantial impact on student attitudes and perception of English, as their teaching approach, understanding, and attitude towards the language can influence student motivation and interest. It is important to incorporate positive language ideologies into English classes, emphasizing the significance of fostering a positive attitude toward the language and motivating to learn. MTS Nurul Islam Skarbela English course aims to deepen student understanding of the meaning and usage of English in a global context, which can be achieved through cultural encounters and interaction with native speakers. Employing an adaptive approach that tailors materials and method to student interests and needs can enhance student motivation and learning outcomes. Okay, overall, the research indicates that linguistic ideology has had a substantial impact on English teaching at MTS Nurul Islam Skarbela, highlighting the importance of promoting positive attitudes and appropriate awareness of English among both students and teachers. Maybe that's all from us. Thank you.